That was an easy start.
Check, check, hello?
Check, check.
Awesome, let's...
That was
Mind your head, mind your head. Yeah, that was a very lucky start. Okay, oil pressure is in the green and risen within 10 seconds. Our temperature will come up with time. We need to wait for this to get to 30 degrees before we taxi.
Yeah.
Masters on, magnesium both, mixture set by FAYP, flaps we go.
Traffic 160 ready for taxi.
Traffic 160 taxi, Alpha Cosmo 16, holding for 19.
We'll do this for 1 sec, let's just set up. Oh, this is the nav, hold on. I want to change this to the nav column.
Wind 210 degrees, 9 knots. Cover okay. Temperature 15.
Flaps are risen. Flight controls.
QNH 10.
Still clear.
No 6.
Awesome. Radios avionics transponder. Flaps off. Landing lights off. Avionics on. Instruments. We can just set this up for because we already know it.
International Airport, India. 0355. Expect zone VMC. Runway 19 for arrival and departure. Star suspended. Inbound aircraft to route direct Charlie Tango Victor after passing Urtis, Jeepan or Aspic. Transition level 85. Wind 210 degrees, 90 knots. Cover okay. Temperature 15. Dew point 11. QNH 1020. No 6. Confirm Cape Town International Airport information India on first contact.
Definitely at the runway heading, real quick.
Cape Town International Airport, India. 0355. Expect zone VMC. Runway 19 for arrival and departure. Star suspended. Inbound aircraft to route direct Charlie Tango Victor after passing Urtis, Jeepan or Aspic. Transition level 85. Wind 210 degrees, 90 knots. Cover okay. Temperature 15. Dew point 11. QNH 1020. No 6. Confirm Cape Town International Airport information India on first contact.
Yeah.
And then we can put ground on it. Cool, we'll do a radio check now. Engine oil is only still 21, sorry, not 30. Coolant a bit cold. Okay, while we're waiting for this to warm up, we can just do a quick takeoff briefing then so long.
Okay.
So, do you know your takeoff briefing off heart? I'm curious how well you know yours, because you're welcome to give it a shot.
No, well, being in Cape Town, you can do a takeoff briefing.
Okay, so Cape Town briefing is as follows. It's like the normal runway takeoff briefing.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The only difference is basically we're just going to taxi via hotel to the run-up area, do run-ups, contact clearance. After we've got clearance, contact ground will give us taxi instructions to holding point. Once we get to the runway and we get permission to take off, if we have engine failure during high-speed taxi with sufficient runway, close the power brakes, advise ATC, exit the runway if possible. If we have engine failure after takeoff and we still have sufficient runway, close power, pitch nose for best glide speed 72 knots, apply flap if necessary, make an emergency landing, if possible vacate runway and advise ATC. If we have engine failure after takeoff and we don't have sufficient runway, pitch nose for best glide speed, reduce power, pitch nose for best glide speed, off the end of the nose 30 degrees left or right, find a suitable field, road, open area, clear of trees, cars, fences, cows, etc. Fault finding is as follows: masters on, magnetos on both, throttle half-inch open, choke slightly open, temporary restart if restart is not possible, mayday, mayday, mayday. India Mike Victor, engine failure after takeoff. Cool, that's takeoff briefing done, radio check we'll do in a moment. We know we can receive via ATIS, but we don't know if we can transmit yet. Temperature is 30 degrees, great. We've got our ATIS information, we can dismiss, and we're going to contact Apron now. Let's see if they give us anything to work with here. Cape Town, Apron, Zulu Uniform, India Mike Victor, good morning.
Zulu Uniform, India Mike Victor, good morning, go ahead.
India Mike Victor is a Sling 2 at the Cape Town Flying Club with a flight plan from Cape Town to Morningstar, flight plan number 080.
Copy that, India Mike Victor going to Morningstar. When ready for your start, you can contact ground 121.9.
When ready, contact ground 121.9, India Mike Victor, thanks.
Cheers.
I don't like it that the engine started running rough halfway through that.
You don't like what?
The engine started to run a little bit rough.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah.
I can't do run up here, but I want to check that run up area. Okay, let's just put clearance 122, decimal 1. We'll put that on the meantime. Cool, we're going to monitor ground. Power brake comes off. Choke is away, left tank is on, all switches in the right area, aux pump is off, cabin light is on, flaps up. Clear right, clear left, clear front, clear behind.
96 Quebec, request taxi.
Brakes off.
Link 96 Quebec, taxi Alpha Crossway 16, holding Ferry 19.
Taxi Alpha Cross 16, Alpha Charlie Point runway 19, link 96 Quebec.
The landing light just to make it easier. Taxi checks as follows. When turning left, compass is decreasing, ball goes right, and wings go left.
Ground, good morning, Safari 104, Alpha 12, request push and start.
Safari 104, good morning, pushback start approved, face north, Connect 1020, information India.
Pushback start, face north, 1020, Safari 104.
Safari 160, runway 190 for takeoff, service in 180 degrees, 10 knots, bye-bye.
Several takeoff, runway 19, Safari 160, bye.
Cool, coming up to taxiway hotel. Clear up front, clear right, clear left. Have you got that little booklet with the ground chart?
Get it quickly.
Yeah, I figured. Like, I know the layout, but I always like to just have it. Clear right, clear left. Awesome, you can just hold that on your lap for now. .6:14, plenty of time.
Quebec, 80.
Link 96 Quebec, line up runway 19.
On up runway 19, link
We're going to
96
turn
Quebec.
left here. The holding point for hotels there. Beyond that point we need ground clearance.
Okay.
Runway 19 is in use, so we're going to do a U-turn and face into the wind. And swing it round. Let's get the wheel straight. There. Okay, power brake is on. Auto idle. Skip the ATC checklist and goes to run up, so trim, let's neutralize. Temperature is above 55 degrees, pressure still on the green, master's on, magnetos on both. Set by FAYP. Choke is off, carb heat is not available on this aircraft, cabin heat is off, and car flaps are not available.
Link 96 Quebec, runway 190 for takeoff, service in 180 degrees, 10 knots.
Engine RPM will go to 4,000, check left and right mag, max of 300, and a difference of 115. Then we'll check idle, and then back up to 2,000. Power brake is on, etc. Pump is off, brakes applied. Cool, holding 4,000, left mag. Okay, there's a drop of about 110, right mag. Awesome. That's that's well within the difference and well within the max drop. Bring it down to idle. Okay, cool, it's happy at idle, great. Pitch and primer, Peter covers in the thing. Pitch is not available, primer is not available, that would just be our choke. Power's been set. Fuel, we're going to put on the tank with less fuel, and then on takeoff we'll switch over to right flap. So up, we'll put that on 1 at the holding point. Flight controls, we can check once more. Pull up, pull left, pull right, great. Gyros, compass card almost never aligns with EFIS, sorry, but the EFIS is always more reliable than the compass card. This is usually about 20 degrees off roundabout. So this is like 220 and this is like, oh hold on, I'm wrong. Oh, okay, cool, these actually match, great.
Yeah.
On MFA, they're like 20 degrees off. The airlines with compass, hatches and harnesses.
Oh shit.
So hatches, cool, and then electrics, emitters, circuit breakers. Let's just check here, volts, amps. Okay, we actually drawing power, so let's turn off landing. And now it's drawing only 1 up, cool. Do we have a fuel bar? Yes, we do. Over here, we can check fuel pump. We can see fuel pressure is rising. That's 0.38, and if I turn it off, it goes back down again. Great, so the fuel pressure and fuel pump work. Electrics and emitter checked. Awesome. We can go back to the ATC checklist and grab our clearance. Clearance is a little bit long-winded, so just like prepare for a bit of a hefty message here. Departure, starts 0435 Zulu. That's filed. They're probably going to give me a different one. Given. Okay. Oh, cool. Before I make my whole spiel now. Cape Town delivery, Zulu uniform, India Mike Victor, good morning.
Zulu uniform, India Mike Victor, very good morning to you.
India Mike Victor is a Sling 2 at the Safa hangar, 2 persons on board with 4 hours of fuel endurance with a flight plan from Cape Town to Morningstar 1080 with information India and a CTOT filed for 0435 Zulu.
Zulu uniform, India Mike Victor, runway 19, the QNH 1020, information India coding. And cleared as per flight plan, Cape Town to Morningstar. After departure, runway 19, comply with the kennel with 19 departure. And score 4521.
Runway 19 in use, QNH 1020. Cleared for the Kenilworth 19 departure, squawk 4521, India Mike Victor.
India Mike Victor, read back correct. And contact ground for taxi, 121.9, bye-bye.
When ready, contact ground, 121.9, India Mike Victor, cheers. Alright, awesome, that went very smooth. QNH 1020, and okay, he didn't give us a calculated time off. I think the one I gave him was good enough for him. And then 121, so we're just gonna continue with the given. Alright, cool, and then we can just set this up for tower in case that's...
Ground, good day, Safi 864, request push and start, Alpha 13, full in.
Tower.
Safi 864, good morning, pushback start approved, face north, QNH 1020, information India. Pushback start approved, face north for runway 19, QNH 1020, Safi 864.
Safi 104 ready.
Safi 104, runway 19 clear for takeoff, surface wind is 200 degrees 15 knots, bye-bye.
Runway 19 clear for takeoff, Safi 104, morning.
Great. Cape Town ground, Zulu uniform, India Mike Victor, good morning.
India Mike Victor, good morning, taxi hotel, Bravo, Echo holding tray 19.
Taxi hotel, left on Bravo, right on Echo holding point, runway 19, India Mike Victor. Alright. Alright, cool. Brakes still work, great. Engine's running a lot smoother now too.
Yeah.
71 degrees. Go right, go left. We've just been given clearance to taxi all the way down to our holding point.
Captain Tower, Springmark 227, even heavy, good morning. Established only runway 19, talking as Alpha 3, Zulu Sierra, Sierra X-ray, Juliet.
Springmark 227, good morning, continue number 1, traffic rolling ahead.
Continue the approach, Springmark 227.
Springmark 227, runway 19, clear to land, surface wind is 200 degrees, 15 knots.
Clear to land, runway 19, Springmark 227.
You're welcome to take as many photos as you like.
Yeah, thank you.
Just be aware we're going to stop. See this massive jumbo jet in front of us?
Yeah.
We're going to stop like 100 meters behind it.
Yeah.
Because he's sitting right on our taxiway. We're going to stop here on the road. Oh, actually a little bit, that's just so the cars don't have to wait for us. Cool, ground crew is still a bit busy with them. Any questions?
No, none.
Enjoying it?
Yeah, it's the the reason why I went on the flight last week was so that I can get familiar with the Cape Town departure. So just sitting still, taking it in.
The ground like instructions, I like almost expected her to say that. That's why I knew it so quickly.
Yeah.
It's like the most common routing they'll ever give you.
Traffic 864, request taxi. Traffic 864, taxi, Alpha Crossway 16, holding point 19. Alpha, cross threshold 16, Alpha 2, holding point runway 19, Traffic 864.
There's either Echo here or the Charlie departure. That's it. So yeah, there's not really too many to learn. Unless you ask for a full length. There are 2 runways here, but they almost never use 16 and 34. I've only taken off once on it. And the traffic in front of us is now moving.
I think that's a Sao Paulo flight that just landed.
Is it?
Yeah.
What airline?
It's a A340-600.
Nice.
Springmark 227, taxi ride Bravo to the gate, enjoy Cape Town.
Bravo to the gate, thank you, Springmark 227.
Cool. You see here on the stop bar? There should be a row of red lights, but they're all off. We don't cross them. Cool, we can stop here just on the second light. And brake. Brake applied. Lap stage 1. What to do last? Wind is coming from our right. Transponder is on ground, we'll turn over to alt right afterwards. DI is aligned with our compass. Actually not anymore, now it's 15 degrees off. And lights camera action, which is already on.
He's happy.
Fuel pump will turn on afterwards, and we can put this tank to right once we've got clearance. Making us a tall ground when we've got time already on Echo 19. Is any traffic landing? No. India Mike Victor, ready on Echo 19.
India Mike Victor, runway 19, Echo clear for takeoff. The surface wind is 200 degrees 10 knots, report outbound.
For takeoff, runway 19, report zone outbound, India Mike Victor. All flaps on 1, fuel pump is on. Transponder is on.
That tower controller's name is Lindy.
Is it?
Yeah, I've spent quite some time up there as well.
Nice. As for training or just visiting?
Just visiting.
Safi 864 ready. Safi 864, line up runway 19. Line up runway 19, Safi 864.
T's and T's in the green, airspeed alive. 50 knots, 55. Cool, altitude we can select as 1,500, heading bug set, and then we can let the autopilot do its job after we head towards Kenilworth.
Fuel tank still on the left.
Oh, it is, fuel pump. Okay, thank you for reminding me. Feet and above. Sorry. Brake pressure is still active. Fuel pump can come off and flap can come off.
Safi 864, runway 19 for takeoff. Surface wind is 230 degrees 10 knots. Bye bye. Clear takeoff runway 19 for lanes. Bye bye. Safi 864.
Ground good, morning Globe 110 kilo. Request pushback, startup Alpha 16, full thunder request.
Globe 110 kilo, good morning. Once the Springbok A330 is clear behind you, pushback start approved, face north, QNH is 1020, information India.
Thanks, once the Springbok is clear behind, clear the pushback start approved and face north, QNH 1020, Globe 110 kilo, copy India.
Are you...
Echo Zulu Yankee, good morning, Falcon Air, requesting start.
Echo Zulu Yankee, good morning, start approved, QNH 1020, information India.
Or common, eventually DPL?
Start approved, Echo Zulu Yankee.
When did you start flying?
Just give me a second, let me just get to Tiba and then we can chat a bit.
Okay.
Because it's a bit busy on this frequency. And sometimes she tells me to broadcast Tiba early. Okay, autopilot's on.
India Mike Victor, route for the Athlone Power Station if you like.
We can route for Airfield Power Station, India Mike Victor. Okay, sweet, we can make a bit of an early turn. Power station is somewhere over there. Where is it now? There's an intersection I'm looking for. And then our next frequency will just be Ysterplaat. Where's that tower? There it is. It's over there.
Which one, this one?
So you see this intersection on this N2? And there's like the, just give me a sec. There's two red lights that blink here on the towers. It's very faint, you can barely see them, but like we're gonna be right here shortly over them. So it's right here, do you see it? It's super hard to see, but it's just like pitch.
Oh yeah.
That's the power station.
Athlone Power Station.
Yeah. It's super hard to see at night.
Yeah. Even during the day.
Yeah, even, yeah.
India Mike Victor, broadcast Ysterplaat unmanned 125.6, bye-bye.
Broadcast Ysterplaat 125.6, cheers, India Mike Victor. Ysterplaat Tower is uniform, India Mike Victor, good day. If he doesn't respond, we'll just broadcast either.
Yeah, that's why she said broadcast.
Okay. Traffic in the Ysterplaat area, Zulu uniform, India Mike Victor is 1,500 foot overhead the Athlone Power Station, routing through this airspace from Ridgely Dam, India Mike Victor.
Perfect time to do a quick runway inspection.
I've never seen anyone land here at this runway. I've been to this Airforce museum a few times.
Andre Visa and I flew a Cape Town approach one morning and we asked Ysterplaat.
Take a photo of this, and that's why you still have the time. You can show it off to your colleagues. It's going to get a bit bumpy here until we get to the Ridgely Dam. Always turbulent here.
It's the mountain. Photos aren't gonna come out properly. Oh, it looks good.
Nice. Full free dive, fuel, full pump. Radio's done. Engine temperature and pressure still on the green. DI still aligned with compass. What was the frequency here? 126.8.
Yes, check this N1 traffic, eh?
I know, this freaks me out. And still into Cape Town, all these people only now going to work. At what time? Like 6:35.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's only 6:35 now. We're supposed to take off by now. So we're very early. Might have to go into the Delta 200 for a little bit then.
Yeah.
Also, if you look here, when you file the flight plan, your autopilot will give you these little like tunnels, because this is the altitude you set. So if I change the altitude select, you'll see the tunnels like change height.
Okay.
And then, so if I set this, I believe to nav, it'll actually follow this, but I'm not gonna for now. Actually, let's give it a shot. Let's see. What does it do on nav? Will it try and put us into the tunnel? Yes, it will. That's awesome. So anyway, Cape Town's departure is not super scary, it's just knowing what to look out for.
Yeah. replay down.
Traffic in the Ysterplaat area is uniform India Victor is 1,500 foot overhead replay down, changing frequency 126.8 India Victor. 124.4 as well. Traffic in the Special Rules North is uniform India Victor is 1,500 foot overhead replay down, routing for table view mall India Victor. What's sunrise? 9 minutes past 7, so we've got a touchdown about 6:54, 6:56. So we're going to fly for 20 more minutes.
What headset do you use?
Sorry?
What headset do you use?
This is an Avcom 990, I think. I got given this as well as the bag.
Oh.
So when I went to buy a HOTAS for like $3.5 grand, the guy also had an old flight bag that his friend who was diagnosed with diabetes a couple of years ago didn't have, and it just sat in his like lounge.
Nice.
And as I was buying the HOTAS, he said, "Here, I've got this old like flight kit. You said you were a flight student. Do you want it?" And I was like, "Really? This is like 15-20,000 rand worth of equipment sitting in this thing." He said, "I don't need it. It's been sitting around for 6 years. It's yours." I got super lucky with that. I'm going to head this back up the heading back here. So I got given the bag, the headset, 2 fuel strainers, the headlamp, a couple charts of Johannesburg, CX2 flight calculator, an airlaw book which was quite outdated, a radio book which was very outdated, a couple GoPro mounts that were left over from whatever the GoPro they had at the time. A ShamWow which I lost, so I had to buy a new one. What else was in it? There was a couple like really good things and the bag itself as well, which was like 8 grand, brand new at the time. Which I had the bag refurbished. But before that I had the generic green one that everyone gets. It's like a rip-off of the ASA one. Or the David Clarks.
Yeah, when I started flying, I bought a set of David Clarks. And they worked well.
Let me just make a broadcast here. Traffic by Special Rules North, Zulu form, India Victor 1,500 foot, just north of Beam, Table View Mall, 1 mile. Routing now for Brickworks, India Victor. Okay, so you bought a pair of David Clarks?
Yeah, and then we went flying one day and with a friend of mine, old SAA instructor, and he gave me his Bose A20s to try, and it was life-changing.
Had to get one.
We left the plane and I immediately went and bought a set.
I thought like 20 to 30,000 rand, depending on the model you get.
Yeah, I paid 20, yeah.
You got the A20s?
For the A20s, yeah.
I've only flown with the A20s once, and that was during the high wing demonstration. Sling manufacturer brought a couple planes here.
Yeah.
And you could get in the high wing for free. They went up around the circuit and back down again.
Sure.
All people didn't care. Went 1,000 foot a minute climb, fully loaded, full fuel. And they had a pair of A20s for everyone, and I put that on. I was like, yo, this thing feels like nothing.
No, it's amazing. I didn't put on a noise cancellation, but when I just put it on, it's become such a habit that I struggle to hear transmissions with the David Clarks.
The Avcoms are like a more premium version of the David Clark, so the microphone is similar to A20s. It's like snappy. I don't have the yellow to it. The noise cancelling is obviously not really a thing, but I've got a spare. I think it's here. I've got a spare push to talk in the event this one doesn't work, so I can just do this. Traffic in the Special Rules North, so uniform India Mike Victor is 1,500 foot. Just a beam, Knockville Strand, 2 miles to the east, changing frequency 124.4, India Mike Victor.
Sure.
So if this breaks, I could just do that.
Yes, that's nifty.
Which on the Cessnas happen very often. I flew a couple times with a broken PTT. So in the Cessna, you know how the PTT is that weird strap thing? It's an adapter.
Oh yeah?
We had to take the instructor, swap it around and use mine. And the instructor couldn't use the radio basically. He could only use the intercom.
Sure.
Traffic in the Delta 200, Zulu Uniform India Mike Victor is a Sling 2, 1,400 foot, just east of beam, knock loss strength 2 miles, routing for brickworks, remaining at 1,500 foot, India Mike Victor.
Traffic in the Sandies area, India Mike Victor, correction, Foxtrot November is over it. The sand dunes 4,000 feet, we're operating in the area for the next 10 minutes between 2,000 and 4,000 feet, Foxtrot November.
What would they be doing there?
They're doing probably some night rating exercises now, they're training.
Oh.
So you can either do training super late at night or nice and early.
Okay.
Because either way the plane's got to get ferried back, so the students will pay 1,100 Rand for the first hour instead of 1,006 because they get a credit.
Is that FNN?
Yep, that's FNN there. The Delta 200 airstrip is right over here.
Yeah. Have you landed on it?
Nah, never. Never even done never operated out of it. I've seen the skydivers and I had to avoid them.
Yeah, I had to dodge meat bombs once before as well, but one morning whilst I was doing my flight training, my instructor said, "Oh, they're busy operating down there, let's go see." And we did an approach and we did a runway inspection first, practice a precautionary landing.
Nice. Did you ever touch down on it?
And as we flew over, there were actually deer on the runway. The stuff that they tell you to watch out for when you're doing, but it's something you do as a part of a precautionary landing exercise, but you never anticipate there actually being deer. So there were deer on the runway, and then we landed. That thing is so uneven and full of bumps.
Have you ever gone to Wyman's Airfield?
Yeah.
Just like that?
No.
Really? Is it worse?
Far worse.
You?
No. They might as well take off that tarmac and just
make it
a gravel runway.
Oh, no way. Baffling how that kind of airfield has like an ICAO designation and Morningstar still doesn't.
Yeah.
Why was we could... Traffic the Delta 200, any Mike Victor is just overhead brickworks, 1,500 foot. We're going to remain in the area for 5 minutes waiting for sunrise. India Mike Victor. Turn off the autopilot.
Nice view this morning.
Super wonderful good today.
That's a pretty sight.
Sure, your cameras are much nicer than mine. You can actually see the mountain.
Yeah. That's an awesome pic.
Yo, must send that to me, please.
Yeah.
There's actually cell signal here, I think.
Yeah, I've been texting my wife.
It's actually, I don't want to like say anything, but it's actually almost bright enough that I could land now. But we're still going to wait for legal time.
Yeah.
Another 8 minutes.
Have you found that, did you see that lighthouse over there? On our nose?
Off which book point? Or where?
No, even further. That must be, that's very far. That's.
Oh, there's like little light twinkling in the distance.
You'll see it now, just hang on.
There. Blink to once. Oh, you look.
There we go. You see it there?
Roughly, yeah.
It's over there now.
Yeah, I did see it.
That must be Baker Island.
Just a little island here, or Ysterplaat?
Well, either one of the two.
Could be Ysterplaat, I think.
Might be. But But that's very far to see, eh?
Oh yeah, because our visibility, look at the mountain range.
Yes.
That's like 40, 50 k's. Yeah, so there's Paardenberg, Kasteelberg, and behind there was Full Flame. We popped out over those mountains over there when we came back from Beaufort West.
Yeah.
Never again.
First time flying to Worcester, I went over Baines Kloof, and it was fun. But it's too much effort and flight plan filing and everything. So that for the remainder of the times we flew via Full Flame and hopped over to Wolseley. But then after the second or third time, the last time we went to a fly in Robertson, I flew with Iffy. And flying down that Slanghoek Valley with a sling, it's never fun.
We almost thought about coming via Worcester on the way back from Beaufort West, and we looked at the mountain range, because we originally were going to go through Full Fly, but we were looking at Worcester and we went, we're doing like the mountains over there, they look kind of dodge. So we bit the bullet and went via series.
Yeah, no, if you go via Worcester, the wind is always howling in that place, and that Slanghoek Valley is stuck between two massive mountain ranges.
There's a mountain peak that's like 7,300 feet in there.
Yeah.
So we were right by it, and we were like terrified of this place, because we were 4,000 feet, and we had no flight performance to get up. So we were like, okay, cool, we're just going to bear grin like 45 minutes straight of just turbulence. And then we popped right over the edge of the mountain. As we came out of series, we like booked it for Full Play, and once we got to Full Play, we were like, cool, we can breathe now, because we know.
Justin, what's your current position from Foxtrot November?
Indy Mike Victor, still orbiting overhead the brickworks 1,500 foot. We're just waiting for sunrise and then we'll head back.
Okay, we're over at the sand dunes now. 3,000 feet, we're going to descend to 1,500 and we're routing Philadelphia. We'll keep a lookout for you and stay to the north of the brickworks, Foxtrot November.
We're going to orbit then towards the south side of the brickworks, just so you can make it easy to find us.
Okay, thanks.
Let's just get my altitude back. So you were talking just now about the 10 million rand answer.
Have you seen them yet?
No, I've been having my head on a swivel. I don't see them yet. That's why I've been remaining to the southwest that I would be. They said they'd be on the northern side. This is there's another thing. I've had this issue before. Me and another friend, we both ferried planes together and we just could not see each other. Like we knew where we were. And I could see the yellow sling, the little like in the horizon. You see that bird?
Yeah.
It was just a black dot. The lights were on and everything, the strobes are on. We were like, oh, your strobes on? I was like, yeah, they're all on. We just couldn't see each other. I don't know why, but during the sunrise, it's just super hard to find each other.
But have you seen, like, in the early mornings, when it's dusk, you don't need the lights of the street lights to see.
Yeah.
And even your headlights in your car can be on, but it's still difficult to see. It's a strange...
That's this issue. Let me just do something real quick. Foxtrot November to India Mike Victor. We're still orbiting to the south side of brickworks. We're just not able to see yet. We're still keeping an eye out.
Yeah, we should be well past. We are close to the N7 now, about 2 nautical miles to the southeast of Chatsworth, 1,500. We're going to route to Philadelphia and then Morningstar via the eastern slopes, Gill.
Okay, good copy. I think I did see on the horizon then right Chatsworth. I thought it was a bird.
Yeah, I was also looking for you over the brickworks, but also couldn't see you there.
Are you still at 1,500 foot or have you climbed a bit?
No, we're at 1.5 at the moment.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out for you. We're very shortly, in about 2-3 minutes, going to start heading back to Morningstar.
Okay, we should be well clear. We're about 2 nautical miles to the north of Philadelphia at the moment, crossing the N7.
Okay, good copy. We'll keep an eye out for you. So he's somewhere here. Because Philadelphia's over there. Okay. Not a huge fan of this because I think he's here, but I can't even see him. But he can see me.
But he's got an advantage angle with the light.
With the sun, yeah. I'm looking into the haze. He has to look into the ocean. He said he was by Chatsworth, so I think the bird that I saw actually just was him then. Yeah, maybe. .657, let's start making our way back.
Traffic in Philadelphia area, Foxtrot November, over Philadelphia, 1,400 feet, timing 15, booting Morningstar via the eastern slope, Scuba Gill. Foxtrot November.
Anyway, quick clears, just south of Beam Brickworks, roughly 2 miles, 1,500 foot. We're routing for the eastern slopes of Kubo Hill, remaining at 1,500. Anyway, quick there.
Don't you think you spent far more money on flight training than you would have by training for aviators and having to go through that ground procedure every time?
Oh yeah, I mean, I racked up 90 hours when I got my PPL.
Yes, sir.
And I probably spent like 70% of the time sitting in holding points and dealing with ground and clearance. And like every single time I did a lesson, it was actually 25 minutes of actual lesson, and then you know, you'd log like a 0.4 and off you go back.
I got my PPL at 45.
Now you're just showing off.
No!
I've heard you so often at Morningstar, it's like, oh, it's a normal for us to like 52 hours and usually people. I'm like, what? I racked up 90 and all 3 of us, me and 2 other guys came here like all at similar hours. One of them got 110 because he went on a flyaway. They convinced him, oh, you know, if you're going to fly away, it's really good for your PPL. And I came here and it's like, you did a flyaway during your PPL? What are you, stupid? I'm like, when are we supposed to do that? When you're arm welding. I'm like, oh. I luckily never did any of the flyaways. I just couldn't afford it.
Yeah, they do quite a lot of flyaways.
They do, yeah, but Morningstar doesn't do any.
But it's not necessary.
It's not necessary, but when you're building out for commercial, it's pretty good.
And it's great experience because flyaway here always involves climbing higher altitude, warmer temperatures, completely different weather. It's a...
Where are these people? They haven't changed frequency, and there's Philadelphia. Hopefully they didn't just quietly sneak over to 1268.
Traffic Fox November, this place of Cubic 12 will change the frequency to Morningstar 12679.
November, 2 back Victory, we do 2 by 5. We are currently on the northern slopes of Kubo, 1,500 feet.
Where are they?
I don't know, I didn't hear her. I read them like 2 by 5, I could barely make out what she said. Oh, there she is. There, and then, do you see it? There, they're flashing right there. Look on the horizontal, like straight.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there. Traffic on the Delta 200. India Mike Victor is now on the eastern slopes of Kubo Hill, 1,500 feet, changing frequency 1268 from Morningstar Airfield, India Mike Victor. Morningstar traffic, India Mike Victor on the eastern slopes Big Hill, 1,500 foot with Foxtrot November in sight, routing for the field now.
Foxtrot November turning onto left base runway 20 full stop. Yeah, Mike Victor, GSA on the west, on the eastern south side, we've got your visual behind us, Foxtrot November.
Okay, copy, we've got visual on U2 now on the left downwind for 20. There he is, he's coming towards us.
Yeah.
We're just going to go over the field, descend dead side.
Yeah, normal.
Join, yeah, normal. I saw they just sort of went in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let them be. 702 right now.
The descending turn is always part of the fun anyway.
I'm just going to sort of start routing with the dead side because I know 20 in use.
Well, if it's not supposed to be, they'll tell us.
Yeah. Well, they'll see the windsock and they'll say otherwise, but I can see the windsock all the way from here that it's 20 anyway. Have they landed? There they are, final.
Morningstar traffic, November Delta Bravo, ready to check.
November Delta Bravo, ready 5x5 from India Mike Victor.
5 for you, India Mike Victor.
NDB, what aircraft said?
No idea.
It's also one of the school's aircrafts.
Maybe, or it's private, I'm not too sure. I don't see anything, it's stick and throttle.
Morningstar traffic, Foxtrot November, short finals runway 20 full stop.
Okay, oh, fuel pump on at the moment, flaps, everything, cool. Let's start our descent here. Start traffic, anyone quick there, it's just on the dead side now, descending 1,000 foot, joining a left crosswind for runway 20. Sure. Make quick to get back.
Morningstar traffic force November number, break base, runway 20.
Morningstar traffic, anyone Victor joining left crosswind runway 20. I can feel it getting a bit bumpy here.
Yeah.
Which I don't really like. So we're just going to turn the fuel pumps on along. We're going to switch back over to the right tank. And we're going to remain at 1,000 foot.
Did you fly with Morningstar before they cut down all their trees?
Nope. But when I came here, the trees were already cut. I only joined the school in August last year.
Oh.
So it was right after I got my PPL, I came here and did my night rating because it was so much cheaper.
The wind has been very erratic since they cut those trees down. Usually it was straight down the runway, now it's almost cross. Almost always cross.
Morningstar traffic, anyone Victor has left downwind runway 20 for a full stop landing. Anyone Victor. I'm used to the Cessnas, so I was like, right, mixture full rich, car beats, you know, your car beats closed, and on base you turn on the car beat. A whole lot about 80 knots.
Yep.
And there's the tree coming up, so clear right, clear center, clear left, no one on final, no one short final. Second stage of flap, car beat goes hot, if I had one. Cool, no final, no short final. stage flap. Morningstar traffic, India Victor, final 20 for a full stop landing. And it'll be bumpy here over this tree.
Yep.
I'm just maintaining about 72 knots. Probably someone in their car right now with a phone.
Yeah.
So we can begin to close the power with the gravel patch. And when she comes down, there we go. Ooh, okay. We can actually do what they did and just turn off right here.
Yeah, with the headwind it's pretty easy, huh?
Turn off left here.
We're gonna refuel.
We've got enough fuel for now.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that was my ethos back up. I'm so used to the fuel pumping over here. On MFAs, it's over here. Flaps can come up. Rover's off, landing lamp off. Morningstar traffic, anyway, Victor vacated runway 20, taxiing back to Morningstar Academy hangar. I was expecting it to be such a smooth landing. I was like, all good, all good, all good, and then boom.
Well, right before touchdown we were at about 60 knots.
It's okay. It's not so bad of a speed at touchdown.
No.
Maybe a bit quick.
Yeah. I flew with Shaw last year sometime. And he said, well, I'll show you how a Sling is actually supposed to approach. Yes, and we approached on a 55, 52. And just before we touched down, we were at 46.
Juice.
Yes, and this thing handled like a beauty.
Supposed to stall it right on touchdown, yeah. We were taught that with the Cessnas, like you basically stall it as you touch down the wheel.
Yeah, you want that horn blowing.
Next ground to India Mike Victor.
Send it for India Mike Victor.
Are you parked at the field there?
Negative, we're going back to the Morningstar hangar. We've got about 85 litres on the board.
Awesome, thanks man.
You probably just wanted to know how much fuel we had.
Probably next in line.
Yeah. We're going to park here by the school instead of the hangar. You can turn all of this off. Oh, okay. Whose other plane is this here? ZU map.
Airforce. There's a cheetah in this hangar that I've been wanting to buy. It went on the market, yeah.
Not the fighter jets.
No, it's it looks almost quite similar to that Airforce standing there. But it's probably the best cheetah.
Morningstar
currently
traffic,
flying.
November Delta Bravo lining up runway 20, remaining in the circuit.
And then the guy wanted to sell it, and then he like, no.
I'm just going to turn off everything real quick.